Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Breaking news tonight, a Malaysia Airlines flight with 239 people on board, including 4 Americans, has gone missing.
Scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Hope everyone's having a great night, everybody. Happy Friday, TGIF. LOLO, 4 Orbsies in the chat. Guys, I hope you're having an awesome one. Man, you know what I decided we were going to do today? I decided we were going to have a reaction stream. Wow. Ashton's becoming full-on grifter influencer. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning from the best out there. Learning how to grift like the best of them. So today we have a very special reaction stream for you. Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan. I was busy working all day, and then the moment I saw it, chat, I have not been this triggered in a while. I have not been this triggered in a while. In fact, I don't even want to get my blood pressure up to start the stream off. I kind of want to just chill for a minute with everybody. Because old school Ashton might come out tonight, guys. Old school Ashton, if you guys are new, if you've only been watching for, say, a few months or so, old school Ashton on these live streams that we were doing here, we used to do investigations in real time, just basically getting drunk on stream with the boys, randomly just looking up stuff people were putting in the chat. And basically figured out that the government's hiding gravity manipulation technology from the world. We were able to figure that out just basically like in the off hours, like basically like if you were to be trying to get like a master's degree or something, you know, or like, you know, you go to night school. It was great. So today might end up being a lot like that. Might end up being a lot like that, guys. So welcome to the club. Okay. If you haven't been paying attention, Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan, and usually Elon Musk on Joe Rogan, he's got some good takes. Is the lighting messed up? I feel like something's wrong with the lights. 1 second, guys. Hold on. Okay. Usually Elon has some pretty base takes. But there's one thing that he doesn't have base takes on, and that's propulsion and energy science and stuff like that. And we've been wondering for like a while, does Elon Musk know about 0-point energy and what have you? And we came to the conclusion that yes, he probably knows, and he's been read in. He's got all these clearances, what have you. And you know what? Just to get it right out there, I'm gonna let you guys know my opinion right off the bat. I don't like waiting to the end for spoilers or what have you. Let's just tell the answer right at the beginning. Elon Musk actually doesn't know, guys. He actually doesn't know. He actually doesn't know. Unless he's a paid actor, he just doesn't know. He's somehow blue-pilled on this, on like free energy and blue-pilled on propulsion. He legitimately thinks, God, you know what? I shouldn't be stuffing olives while I'm about to just drop bombs out here and truth bombs. Elon Musk is like he's the NPC that he thinks everybody else is about every other topic. He's that NPC when it comes to UFOs, gravity manipulation, even alien life. He's the NPC that's going, no, actually, we've already figured out all the science there is, and actually, like, it turns out rocket technology is like the most efficient use of propulsion technology that is like scientifically possible. It's like anybody who thinks that, you really just have not looked at the history of just science and technology at all. If you really think that rocket technology is our future. Guys, we are never, ever going to Mars. Humans are not going to Mars on combustion rockets. They're not. They're not. They're never going to Mars on combustion rockets. Let's just get it out there right off the bat. It's the elephant in the room that Elon Musk needs to address. We're never going to Mars on conventional rockets. It's just, look, I'm just going to simplify it for people. There's a lot of people that just need it to be laid out for them simple. When you have a combustion rocket, you need a fuel tank. And you have to fill that fuel tank up with something called fuel. And you use that fuel and you burn it for energy. And you burn it away to get to your destination. So you get to Mars and you've burnt up all your fuel. Now what? Oh, is it a one-way trip? Did I just crush millions of people's dreams of going to fucking Mars? Well, don't worry. It was never going to happen anyway. If you're a Chad out there, you're not even thinking about how to get to Mars with some rockets. You're thinking about, I want to go through a portal and I'm just going to be in some pyramid on Mars, ancient pyramid on Mars that nobody thought existed. That's what the Chads are out there thinking about. The Redditors and the other people that are just stuck in the system, and even the ones that are stuck in the system that they don't even realize they're stuck in the system. They're that stuck in the system that they think they're awake, but they're still asleep. Those people are all just like, oh no, we're going to take our SpaceX rocket on a 6-month journey, combustion rocket journey. And for the whole 6 months, just hope that nothing goes wrong. Nothing goes wrong for 6 months straight, stranded in the middle of nowhere in outer space. Anything goes wrong, you're just done instantly. You got to be out your goddamn mind. No one's going to Mars. No one's going to Mars in a SpaceX rocket. Nobody's going to Mars in any rockets, any combustion rockets, period. The only way we're getting to Mars is through electrostatics. Electrostatics, EM drive or warp drive or wormholes. Those are the only ways. Those are the only ways we're getting anywhere. Those are the only ways we're getting anywhere, fam. You want to go to another moon, another planet, anywhere in our solar system? But here's the benefit, okay? So here's the plus side. It's not all negative. Once we figure out how to go to Mars with a warp drive, we can go to Alpha Centauri with a warp drive. We can go anywhere the hell we want with a warp drive. So once we understand real propulsion technology, not this bullshit, make a big boom and then just have it propel your thing upward. Literally the dumbest shit ever. I got to be honest, chat. Who invented rockets? Feel like they got to be demoted a few ranks in the historical hierarchy. Just made us stupid and complacent. I kind of wish we never invented rockets. We should have been thinking about it like electricity always. We should have been thinking about electricity. Now, okay, I'm going to rant a lot about Elon Musk tonight, guys. I am. It is just reality. And if you thought, Ashton, you endorsed Donald Trump, told your followers, 250,000 followers, to vote for Donald Trump, and you talk shit about Kamala Harris voters like every stream. No, it's not every stream. It's like once a week. And yeah, get used to it. I'm not going to stop. But that doesn't mean that Donald Trump, Elon Musk are above criticism from me. I'm not even really a Trump supporter. He was the easy choice in this particular election. That's all there is. So if you thought that I was going to somehow go easy on the administration, the current administration, because Trump got in office, oh, poor dear. Oh, my sound. No, my sound. Poor dear. You thought I was going to go easy on you because the current administration went? No, I'm going to go even harder. So let's just start right now. If you don't believe me, here we go. What the hell is going on with the Epstein files? What is going on with the Epstein files right now? Guys, I've been busy working my ass off all week. And what have you, aka you other influencers out there, what have you been doing? What have you been doing while I've been working my ass off at my real 9-to-5 job all week? I get up, I have a break at like 3 p.m, finally, after all day. And I get on the internet, and what do I see? I see a bunch of assholes with binders, holding up binders with stupid smiles on their faces that say phase 1 on the binders. And I'm just sitting here going, what the hell is this cringe shit? What is this? And I say, is that Libs of TikTok? Is that Shia or Rajamajakic? Whatever her last name is? And I'm going, that is her. She's at the White House getting a binder? She got a binder from somebody? And it turns out, guys, get ready for this. Get ready for this. The ultimate rug pull is coming. I can barely hold back my joy. The ultimate rug pull. When it turns out the documents in the binder, when somebody finally uploads the documents that are in this binder in phase 1 of the Epstein disclosure, whatever the shit that means, they're all documents that are already online, and the documents in the binder have more redactions in them, unnecessary redactions that aren't even in the redactions that are publicly available on the internet already. I can't with this world. I can't. And my mic too. I can't with my mic either. Oh my God, chat. Oh man. Oh my God. That's what we're getting from the government. So for my woke disclosure people who are thinking, well, Mr. Government will come and tell me the truth. The government's going to come and give you a binder. I can't even believe this is real. I can't even believe this is real. This is more unbelievable to me than a plane being teleported by some orbs. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to. It's gonna have to stay on this sound volume. I'm gonna keep it close. This is more unbelievable to me than a plane being teleported by some orbs. Is that Mr. Government's like, oh, we're gonna give you this binder that's gonna be the phase 1 of the disclosure process that we're gonna give you. And by the way, once you look at it, you're gonna realize it's all documents you've already read that are already available on the internet. Chat, when I saw that, I just went, oh my God. Like, people think that I'm joking when I'm saying that we're the tip of the spear. We're quite literally the tip of the spear. Government's form of disclosure is literally just repackaging shit that's already publicly available and then just pretending like it's new. Just pretending like it's new. Oh my God. I couldn't believe it was real. When I heard the rug pull, I just went, oh, that's the perfect answer to all this. Especially when Ian Carroll was not invited. If they were going to do something like that, Ian Carroll would have been there if it was legit. 1,000% he would have been there. He's like the #1 conspiracy guy on social media, period, right now. Hottest guy out there. So hot right now. Wears the hottest clothes. hangs out with the hottest dudes. I just love saying that meme every time. Okay. But guys, there's even more to this. Like, honestly, this is where I'm going to just start calling like this version of disclosure with the influencers and shit. This is woke disclosure. All this shit is woke disclosure. All this theater that's happening, that's the woke disclosure, right? Because what is woke disclosure? If you were to just put an image to the idea of woke disclosure, it's a theater kid acting out their fan fiction, but they still have their natural blue hair and their nose ring. The nose ring that's like makes them look like a bull or a cow or whatever. Like 100%, that's woke disclosure. That's it. We're seeing it, right? They make all their problems your problems. That's woke disclosure. So the Epstein thing, my God, absolute disaster. But one more thing I want to say on this. What a live stream we're going to have tonight, chat. Yeah, one more thing I want to say on this is that martinis are ready. Martinis are ready. Oh, my God. It's been a while. It's been a while, fam. Guys out there, I don't want to glamorize drinking. If you're not 21, you're not cool enough to drink yet. Cool people are allowed to drink whenever they want because that's what freedom and that's what America is. Okay. The other thing I want to just rant on while I'm getting ready to sip my martini here with way, way, way too many olives in it is Anna Paulina Luna. It hurts me, fam. Don't at me. It hurts me to come at Anna Paulina Luna just as much as it hurts you to listen. She's hot. She's hot. She's Latina. She's Latinx. She's spicy. She's out there. She's got good intentions. But oh my God, how is she missing the ball on everything right now? On everything. She's missing the ball on these Epstein files. She should either be the person releasing the binders, which, I mean, it's probably a blessing in disguise. Let's be honest. It's a blessing in disguise that she wasn't, doing the binders. But she's being like, what, does she have any power? If she's not the person doing any of that, does she have any actual power? Is Anna Paulina's declassification office can they actually do anything? Like, this is real talk, guys. Can they actually do anything? Because I'm getting really, really, really skeptical. And I'm starting to think that we've started the declassification task force is just a big nothing burger that they can't really do anything at all. Yeah. Unicorns, chat. Unicorns. And let's drink to that. No hard feelings, Anna Paulina Luna. Love to talk to you on Hard Truths podcast. I'd like what you're doing, but right now, needs improvement. Or no, room for improvement. Holy shit, chat. Once it touches your lips. Oh. And yes, for those who are wondering, I can hear it in your thoughts. Yes, I stuffed those blue cheese olives myself. My God, do not be a heathen and buy the blue cheese olives that are already blue cheese stuffed on the show. That's not the same thing. It's like $3 for the blue cheese. Just get the blue cheese. Okay. Okay. Declassification office, please get your act together. I also just look, guys, you want the truth, just declassify what we know about MH370. It's really that simple. I mean, it really is just that simple. If you want to know the truth about UFOs and weird shit flying around in the skies, just declassify what we did to the missing airliner that's 11 years in the making. Still been missing for 11 years. Declassify it. Then everybody will know the truth. It's just that easy. Let's get it cooking. Okay. Tonight, we are going to review this interview, just parts of it, not the whole deal. I think we might start off easy with this, and we'll get progressively more unhinged as we go along with the night here. And so let's start with actually, guys, fact check. I dare you to fact check me on this. Elon Musk actually started Tesla. Ooh, I can feel it. I can feel the triggering. I can feel the people going, Elon Musk didn't really start Tesla. He was actually just like stole the company from some other guys, and they are the ones who started Tesla. He didn't start Tesla. Ooh, chat. Ooh. Are you sure? Ooh, how sure are you? Ooh, okay. Okay, let's get this party rolling. We're gonna do Elon a solid. We completely rip him to shreds. So 28 minutes here. We're starting it off easy, guys. People wondering, well, why are we talking about this?
It isn't clear. We're actually trying to run this ground. I was trying to get an answer right before the show.
So I listened to a lot of this, and one of the big things I know in the beginning, they talk a lot about disinformation, misinformation by the media, blah, 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 how people like misrepresent truths and what have you. This is a really good one. This is a really good one where how people's perception of the facts and details, even though people can have the same core underlying set of factual information, people can build completely different stories off of it.
What it looks like is that most of the fraud is not coming from Social Security payments directly, but because they're marked as alive in the Social Security database, that they can then get disability, unemployment.
Oh, wait, this isn't right. Hold on.
Sort of fake medical payment. When
like a poorly managed business with an unlimited credit line that is off the rails.
Absolutely.
And if you were a person like you are who comes in and takes over businesses and straightens them out, that's exactly what you're doing.
I mean, most of the time I create businesses from scratch. Like
right.
Twitter was a case where, I kind of bought a company that was, I kind of knew it was a hairball.
Well, you came in at Tesla in the beginning, but they were already doing something, right?
No, Tesla.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, chat. Ooh, fact check me. Come at me. Come at me, fam. Come at me. Okay. For the people out there, this is just the warm up. Like when you have a big act, you have a guy come up there and just kind of get people ready. This part's the warm up till we get to the gravity shit and the propulsion shit. Okay, here we go. What do you guys think he's going to say?
Tesla did not exist in any meaningful form. There were no employees. JB Straubel joined 3 other people. There was no car. There was no nothing.
So it wasn't even a prototype.
There was no car. There was no nothing. There was no employees. Okay, guys. When there's no car, no employees, no nothing, and then somebody joins, I kind of call that like starting the company. You're allowed to say you started the company when you joined when there were no employees and no cars and no prototype. Right?
Prototype yet?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a prototype already.
No. There weren't even any employees.
Oh. Wasn't it that's a funny narrative that people like to say.
Oh. You know what I like those? You know why I like that? Because A, I don't give a shit if Elon Musk is right or wrong about that particular thing. I don't give a crap about whether or not he's right or wrong. What I like about it is that people out there were adamant that Elon Musk never started Tesla. They were debunking people about it, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out they were all full of shit. They were all misrepresenting the facts to paint this narrative like he didn't really start the company. Anyone looks at the real facts, the total facts, of course he started the company. They didn't have any employees. They didn't have a car. You join that early on, and it's considered starting the company, bro. It's not like he joined Ford Motor Company and then all of a sudden became the CEO of it. Jesus. Then why did he buy it? Because it was a good idea, and it probably didn't cost very much money to buy because there was nothing to buy other than the name. You're just buying the name Tesla and the idea of an electric car. right? Because you share the same idea, the same dream of being able to there was a lot of people that thought they wanted to make electric cars. A lot. Actually doing it, that's the win. We've been able to make electric cars for decades. Why did it only take off in the early 2000s? Even, I don't know if that's been that long. Late 2000s? Okay. So Elon, you know what? You get 1 W tonight. 1 W. Well, maybe you get more, actually. I don't know. I just decided to start counting right now. But you got at least 1 W, let's say. I have a feeling it's not going to stay that well the whole night, so don't get too excited about it. Okay, let's skip ahead because actually this is another thing that I want to mention to you guys here about these databases that he brings up about the so the government is inefficient. Of course it is. But Elon Musk actually brings up a pretty decent point here.
Fraudulent payments from every other part of the government.
Oh.
Yeah. And this exploits the fundamental weakness in the government is that the various government databases, they don't talk to each other. So they talk to each other very poorly in a very limited way. So the way that the system gets exploited is by taking advantage of the poor communication between the various databases in the government. To give you an example of like what's happening in, say, Treasury, which is improving rapidly.
So I only brought this up because I want you guys to understand something about the government. I want you to understand how compartmentalized the government is. A lot of the databases don't talk to each other, and a lot of the databases that they were using in the 90s were homegrown systems, okay? So in the 90s, there weren't a lot of giant companies, and Oracle wasn't like what it is today and other large database companies, like super large ones. And back then, you would hire somebody to build an application for you, and then it was your application. But then the problem was now your application that your person built doesn't talk to any other applications. So now you create this segmented nature. And if you would think, oh, well, they probably upgraded those applications like a dozen times since the 90s. Oh, sweet summer child. Sweet summer child, how naive. They've probably upgraded it 0 times since the 90s. Maybe 1 time. The amount of corruption, if you think that the Doge stuff is underrepresenting the amount of corruption out there, let me just say no. If anything, it's probably, or if you think it's overrepresenting, let me say no, it's not. It's probably underrepresenting it, if anything. Do you guys remember there was this giant scandal? One of the things, or I'll come back to this scandal in a second, but one of the things that Elon Musk brings up in this interview that I'm not going to go on, I'm not going to harp into right now, but it's scandal related and kind of corruption related, is he talks about how much money the people have been able to steal for so long and how the system was basically set up in a way to allow it to happen. And how can you blame the person that's getting the payments if the system is broken in such a way to allow for that to happen? That's a tough question. There was a scandal in the VA, the Veterans Affairs, back in like 2015, I want to say, like 9 years ago. And I remember reading about it because I was in healthcare. I still am in healthcare. So I read about all the news related to healthcare. And I'll explain to you guys in layman's terms what the scandal was that people could basically just enter notes and they would get billed and they could put billing charges on notes. And what they were doing is people were duplicating notes. So they were never even seeing a patient and they were just putting a note in. They were getting paid for twice as much. Or they would put a note in and just put like some dummy text in there and nobody ever really looked at it. And they would get paid by Medicare for that or what have you. And there was the patient just never really even saw them. So people were like completely fabricating entire, like, whole, I don't know, what do they call them? Your whole appointment list of fake visits, basically. So they changed they became like a thing where they have to change your system. You have to update to it. And so Elon Musk talks about this in this Joe Rogan podcast, and basically says, like, we have to update the system because in some cases the databases don't even have the variables, or there's not even a requirement to put a reason for why we're going to pay somebody. Like, there's just no checks and balances. So the whole system is set up in a way for people to funnel money out of it. Now, why is this important for a topic about UFOs and whatever crap we're talking? Because that same exact corruption exists in UFO technology. If anything, it's worse. And the exact same assholes who are abusing the system and bleeding it dry and stealing taxpayers' money to do nothing are the same ones who are stealing and hiding free energy technology from all of us. From all of us. Do you get it? You're like, oh, look at all this corruption. Oh, this is probably just like people selling stocks and shit. No, the corruption isn't just that. It's also a corruption of exotic technology that only a select number of people understand is real, and the general public has no idea. That's 100 years beyond where we're publicly at right now. The same level of corruption, and it works in much the same way. There's actually a strong overlap here because the same grants that they're giving out, these are the same grants that can be used for any research you want. And you don't even have to give a reason for the payments. That payment might be going to gravity research. You have no idea. You have no idea. They might be building superconductive harmonic orbs that can teleport airplanes, and you have no idea where the money's going. Do you get it? This is why we can't pass an audit. The government was set up to be manipulated and corrupted and for all the coffers to be stolen. And that's what's going on. Woo! Okay, chat. Hey, do me a favor. Hit the like and subscribe. We're going to go through some super chats right now. One, Tic Tac Tundra. You're a boss, one Tic Tac Tundra. I just want to let you know that. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Elon seemed cuckish. Quite cuckish indeed. He was fine the rest of the interview. That part was horrible. Anyway, we're not even there yet. Don't give up, Ashton. I'm watching your review of Candace Owens' interview, and I'm rewatching everything. Thank you, Arthur Jones. Yeah, we definitely nailed it. The more you look into it, the more you'll be convinced that this investigation, and it's not just me, a lot of you guys as well, contributed time, effort, resources, just your eyeballs and watching sometimes, to making sure that the investigation got into the zeitgeist, and we succeeded. If you're new, you might say, Ashton, why are you so happy, even though it seems like you didn't really accomplish much? We got the whole story of 3 orbs teleported in an airplane to be stuck into the zeitgeist to the degree where Jeff Wise, one of the OG investigators, got so triggered by how many people were asking him about me and about the videos that he made a whole video about it. He made a whole video about it, but only talked about me or my theories for a grand total of 3 minutes out of 55 minutes. And people call me self-absorbed. Wild. Okay. Blue Gamer, he took a defensive approach and jumped to rockets and aliens. He did seem a little bit. We're going to watch the full clip. It's about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to watch it, and we'll kind of, we'll do the whole body language expert thing if you want to do that. Like, oh, I can tell what he's thinking based on that little eye twitch. It's fun, guys. It's fun. Jove Martinez, he doesn't have an understanding of physics. He just regurgitates what other people under him say. Yes, meaning Elon is easily manipulated. Now, this donation, thank you very much, is a great one because I was just reading on Twitter earlier today that supposedly Diana Pasulka, she's like, I don't know, religious UFOs. Let's just call her religious UFOs. She's probably a witch. Maybe she's a good witch. She deleted a tweet where she said that Tim Taylor was Elon Musk's Space Force handler. And that would be interesting because a lot of these guys who are handling people are basically telling them, hey, bro, I'm like totally your dude, man. And also, like, we haven't figured, like, we've been working on dope shit and we haven't figured out anti-gravity. Nah, bro. Free energy? That's not cool. There's no such thing as free energy. That's totally fake. And then Elon Musk is like, oh, yeah, you're like my bro. Yeah, I'm going to believe you. Yeah, you're like telling it to me straight. We haven't figured out anti-gravity or any of that. It's impossible. Duh. How could we understand something like gravity? Some things are just beyond humans' understanding. You know, sometimes science is just beyond human understanding. I think Einstein said that once. I'm pretty sure most scientists just go, at some point in their life, they go, you know what? Some things are just beyond human understanding. I'm going to give up and not think about it. Is that how science works, chat? You just give up and not think about it and think, yeah, we can't solve that. You know what? I believe it. I actually believe it that he might actually have a handler. Okay, Michael Burke, thank you for the donation. Yeah, my grandfather and his brother wrote a book in 1920 where they purported that everything that can be invented has already been invented. This is another thing as well, right? This is the fallacy. I don't know if it has a name yet. If it doesn't, we should just give it a name. But this fallacy that if something can be figured out, it already has been figured out. That's got to be like the dumbest people on the planet think that. And then if you reverse it and realize that we haven't figured everything out yet, then what you should be asking yourself is, where are the things that we're still missing? And in physics, the answer to that is right in front of us. All the things that we can't explain. And there's at least 5 major ones. Ready? Dark matter. Can't figure it out. Have no idea what it is. Dark energy. Can't figure it out. Have no idea what it is. And when I say we have no idea what it is, we know the properties. But again, the properties don't tell you what something is. We know there's properties because the properties are, our view of cosmology is wrong. That's what our properties are. So we made up this fake thing called dark matter and dark energy because we couldn't explain what we see with our eyes, because our view of cosmology under general relativity is wrong or incomplete, let's say. And so we said, we're going to make up some fake terms. So if we look at there, the answers to our questions are probably there, but also gravity, mass, inertia. Why are we heavy? What, just because we're on a ball of Earth? So what? Why? Right? How come I can't accelerate towards the speed of light? Why? Why is inertia a thing? Why can't we manipulate gravity? If I was looking for the answers of the missing science, I would be looking at the questions that physics doesn't seem to be able to understand or to be able to answer. Turns out, get this is not a joke. When you find 0-point energy, you realize it answers all 5. All 5 are answered. Dark energy and dark matter aren't needed because the 0-point energy is the stickiness that those 2 things are missing, that we are not able to account for. Gravity, mass, and inertia, all 3 are just us in the sea of 0-point energy all around us. And the 0-point energy is what's causing all 3 of those things. Huh. It's actually pretty simple. Okay, Quinn, thank you very much for that donation. He's in denial of his life's work. Okay, thank you very much. PJM200. I'm taking your info at Casimir Effect Plasma right to the top. Meeting booked with senior management. Thank you. Yeah, and I think the question is, well, what are you going to do? The hard part is this. It's not all unicorns and rainbows. How do you commercialize it? Do you have a product? Have you built something? How much energy can it produce? Is it more efficient than just burning coal? Realize it's not simple right away, but the point of influencing is to get people to look at the engineering solutions and find the way to commercialize it. ASMR chat. I'm here with you tonight, ASMR. Okay, let me play a clip. Okay, here we go.
So that's what they're upset about. That's the real thing they're upset about. And if people want to know what Doge is cutting, and I want to be clear, like these are cuts that Doge recommends to the department. And usually these recommendations are followed, but these are recommendations that are then confirmed by the department. You can see line by line what Doge has done at doge.gov.
Wait,
so
where is it?
Whatever we do, we put on doge.gov so you can see everything that is being done.
And there's a tracker that shows is it how much money has been saved.
Yeah. And you can look at each line item
like this.
And you know, I
want to get copyright strike chat.
Sort of far left shows will say like, oh, it's a constitutional crisis, blah blah blah. But what they won't do is point out which payments are wrong.
Right.
So my challenge to them is point out which payments are wrong.
Yeah, go through it.
Which of these sort of waste/fraud things are wrong? Which line? Explain that line to the public. They won't be able to.
Right. Yeah, that's why you're not hearing any specifics. You're hearing anecdotal stories about mothers starving.
But we can name the specifics.
Yeah.
Line.
Chat, this is going to get wild in a second. I hopefully have... Hold on, let me see if I have the right thing here. Okay. I'm going to let this play out. I think this has the right... I think this like randomly goes into the craziest conversation ever. Get ready.
Line by line.
And
we got the receipts.
And here's the other thing. If you're
post the receipts.
And if you're only talking about the propaganda talking points and you're not talking about the very clear fraud and waste, it's very obvious what you're doing.
Yeah.
You just gaslight.
You're going to put a time on there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So exactly. Because we're saying, like, look, in fact, I've said we're going to make mistakes. We're not going to be perfect. So if we make a mistake, we'll quickly fix it.
This was another thing that just randomly. I think the conversation shifts here. I'm going to play it for like one more minute, and then if not, I'm going to search. But this is something that's so huge. And you know, when he said this, I thought about a lot of my jobs that I've had in the past. Sometimes people just expect. We shouldn't expect perfection. Hold on. This deserves like a clip. Frankly, like. So when I listen to this Elon Musk clip and he talks about we may not be perfect, but we'll respond and we'll fix it right away if we get something wrong. I thought, you know what? Like that's what we should be striving for. We shouldn't be striving for this idea of we have to be perfect. Humans aren't perfect creatures. We're imperfect. We shouldn't be striving to be absolutely perfect and the stress that comes along with that. We should try to be really good and realize when we make a mistake, fix it right away. Don't make excuses, complain, or have. Just fix it. Just fix it right away. Get stuff done and learn and get better. And when you mess up, fix it right away. And try not to make any big mistakes. Try not to make any big mistakes. You make a small mistake, fine. Just fix it. If you make a big mistake, then you have a big problem. So avoid the big mistakes. Fix the small mistakes quickly. And don't worry about being perfect. That's my advice to the youth out there. Don't get too stressed out in your job. Anybody that's trying to make you work perfect, you shouldn't take them that seriously. And if they continue to try to do that, try to find a better job. There we go. Ooh, yeah. Okay.
So we'll we need to act fast. So stop wasting billions of dollars of taxpayer money. But if we make a mistake, we'll reverse it quickly. Hack the government systems. Like not a few, like it's a lot of tax returns.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, here it is. Yes.
So there's no
here it comes.
Reduction in security.
I don't know how all of a sudden this conversation just takes a complete 180. I don't know if you guys are going to know about this news that he drops right here. Obviously, I've been too busy all week, and I've just been missing out on all the spicy news and the Epstein stuff. This shit I'm about to hear right now, how did I miss this? Get ready. I'm going to go full screen for a second.
But, I mean, obviously, the vast numbers of Social Security numbers have leaked onto the internet. People have hacked the government systems multiple times. Vast amounts of public information has been hacked and dumped onto the internet. So, when there's a guy at the IRS that leaked 500,000 tax returns.
I'm just gonna play it out. It's coming up in like 1 minute.
Just a few years ago.
On purpose?
Yeah.
For what reason?
For political. He wanted to. I think he was trying to get at Trump and maybe me and a few others. So, but he
Okay.
stole like 500,000. Like not a few. Like it's a lot of tax returns.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that story. No,
Yeah,
I
you can
remember
just
it. Yeah.
you just read about it online.
How little you'll have Fox News.
Wait.
Propaganda.
Okay. Yeah.
So we have the
off as just like this sort of fringe thing, and
yeah,
of really, really horrific behavior. What is the behavior? What?
Yeah. Okay. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. I finally found it, chat. I was way off. Okay. It starts like right here. This shit is wild.
I'll send it to you, Jamie, because it's so kooky. You what? This is the NSA. I thought the NSA was just all about like information and.
Okay, so there's this spicy story about the NSA. I'm not actually going to spoil it. I'm just going to let him say it. If you guys have more info about this, no background on it, let me know. Like when this happened.
We're supposed to business. Like spy on, like if like so there's a national threat or something.
Yeah, I think this is exactly it. So more than 100 intelligence staffers will be fired over sexually explicit texts in NSA chat rooms, Gabbard says. So top intelligence official told Waters that the workers in question were brazen in using an NSA platform intended for professional use to conduct this kind of really, really horrific behavior. What is the behavior? What is it? Do they say in this article?
Yeah. I think they were also...
Okay, it says employees who participate in the NSA's obscene, pornographic, and sexually explicit chat rooms.
Well, your tax dollars at work.
Well, it was all like it was all like LGBTQ stuff. There was a lot of like transition stuff, and
yeah,
I know.
Okay, bros. Okay. What? 100 intelligence agents just got fired from the NSA because they were having sexually explicit chat rooms on government applications and devices. Yeah, no, WTF barely even begins to scratch the surface on what is going on in the government right now. How is that a thing? I've never been I've worked a lot of different jobs. I've never been anywhere where anyone even thought of an idea of having a sexually explicit work chat. There was one time where somebody sent me a slightly offensive meme on my work computer, and I was worried about it. Sexually explicit work chat. I just imagine logging in like Discord or Slack or something like that, or Microsoft Teams, and you've got your like sexually transitioning like work chat with naked pictures of people and like dongs and breasts that have been cut off and shit like that. I mean, my God, man. Like the reality of the situation is you gotta separate your work from your normal job, right? If you can't do that, then like you gotta figure out how to adjust to society. But I just can't believe that was going on. And it took Tulsi Gabbard to come in to find that. How is that just normalized? How is that normalized? And why am I talking about this? Why is this relevant? These same assholes who are having sexually explicit work chats, these are the people that are the whistleblowers that are coming out. You guys remember that one lady that worked at the NSA? I keep wondering in my head whether or not that cat lady was in one of these chats. Now, I'm not accusing her of this or anything like that. But you never know. Oh, man, I don't have it. Damn. Well, if you guys don't know, there was a cat lady. She was doing an interview with Ross Coulthart, and she has this giant cat poster in the back of her background. Weird cat poster. And, she was talking about how they saw UFOs and stuff. Well, she'd also then start talking about how she thinks she has psychic powers and all this other stuff as well. It really makes you wonder, do we really have the best and the brightest working in intelligence? Like, do we? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I think that for our NSA, our National Security Agency, the ones that basically are going to have access to the whammy footage, the ones that have all the videos, that they're basically just like a frat house behind the scenes, pretty disconcerting to me. Pretty disconcerting. Okay, let's get to the good stuff, chat. I think you guys have had enough. I think you're ready. Oh, let me finish the rest of these super chats real quick. Yeah, they selected influencers they called to bless with this information. Thought what? That people were going to believe this crap. I would be embarrassed if I was one of those influencers with one of those binders. Like, that is a bad look. And not only is it a bad look, but like that's something they'll tar and feather you with for a long time. And a task force is for declassification documentary. Yeah, it does feel like the point of this task force is to be in like 5 more James Fox documentaries that nobody watches, where they talk about, we're going to release these files. You wouldn't believe the files we've got back here. Oh, we've got so many files back here. And they're like, wait, do you even have like subpoena power? No. That's when the truth comes out. Okay, shout out, a.k.a. Blake Stone. Shout out to my son, Landon, watching with me, youngest for Orby, maybe 7 years old. Keep it up, Ashton. Thank you, Landon. Landon, brother, I believe in you. I think, Landon, what I would tell you is don't listen to all my swears. Use your earmuffs whenever you hear Uncle Ashton use big boy words. Instead, what I would tell you is anything is possible, Landon. Anything is possible. Anything that you imagine is actually possible. All we have to do is learn how to engineer it and make it a reality. And don't let anybody ever, ever, ever tell you otherwise for any time in your life, man. RWK Records, thank you. You're one of my favorites because you have a star next to your name. Pudov's Ultra-Terrestrial Models paper keeps me up at night. Yeah, if you guys haven't read this one, just Google Hal Pudov paper. It's like second one if you just Google Hal Pudov's scientific papers. And it's a weird one. It's not often that a guy that did like 20 papers on 0-point energy randomly is like, hey guys, I wonder what it would be like if there was like a splinter cell, another civilization on our planet with super advanced technology. Like, how would they influence our world? It's like, it's a pretty specific scenario hypothesis you've got there, Hal Pudov. Bobby Gems, why are there 3 generations of matter? I don't know what that means. I think you mean like solid, liquid, and whatchamacallit? Yeah, gas. Well, so there's like a phase transition that happens where energy is absorbed at those if you Google when are endothermic events, when do endothermic events happen in nature? This is actually a very relevant question that was just asked here. Let me show something real quick. You guys haven't probably seen this before. This is called the MH370 being zapped out of the sky by some orbs, okay? And it's an endothermic event. That's an absorption of energy. It's a phase transition that's happening here. That's why it's cold. That's why it's black in that thermal. Well, when matter changes forms, it's also an endothermic event. It's one of the rare endothermic events in nature when matter changes forms from like a solid to a liquid or a liquid to a gas. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, JP, bro, has to have a Neuralink. Am I right? Yeah, probably, man. Probably a Neuralink. Bobby Gems, what's the nature and origin of the Higgs mechanism? Higgs mechanism probably going to end up being fake, I imagine. I think the Higgs mechanism was just basically and you know what? This is just me like way unhinged. I could be wrong, but I think the Higgs mechanism is going to be us like broaching the idea of the ether without really, just like us dipping our toe in it. Like, hey, maybe there is this field out there that gives everything mass. Yeah, it is. It's all around there all the time. It's called 0-point energy. We didn't need this thing called the Higgs field. Yeah. But, you know, the reason why they don't do stuff like they don't like hate on people like that is because people put in a lot of work. People put in a lot of work in their whole lives, and they got like no recognition for it. And they want to give people recognition. I get it. I get it. Okay. Yo, if you're ready for the physics, get ready, because here we go. You know what? It's time, chat. I'm looking. The next clip. It's time. Here we go. This is the most triggered Elon Musk has ever made me. I'm a pretty chill guy. Guys, I could barely focus on work in the last 2 hours after I watched this clip. I didn't even know Elon Musk was being interviewed by Joe Rogan. And here we go.
I remember seeing this photo.
That's when they raided his home.
They were.
Wait,
That's when they on the island.
when does he start talking about it?
Yeah, they got everything, I'm sure, and that they're trying to cover this up.
People who are really good with compute.
Wait.
And if it wasn't there, where was it?
Yeah.
Okay, here it comes.
You know, it has to be uploaded somewhere. There has to be some sort of a chain of evidence.
Yeah.
Or chain of custody.
Okay, since we just started this clip, let's hold up. It hasn't started yet. Bert, wow. 4 Orbs Magic coming in hot, chat. $100 donation, bro. Bert, out of nowhere. Thank you very much. I appreciate the funds for my new, soon-to-have furniture thing back here. Probably about this height, where my hand's at. Looks about right. With little things on it. Maybe something glowing. Maybe a little alien guy. I don't know. Maybe something like a little flying saucer shit. We'll see, guys. Thank you, Bert. Appreciate you. Okay, guys, get ready. It's time to start reacting. Here we go. Come on, Elon. Elon, give me something to react to. Give me some content, Elon.
Gotta be a mountain of evidence.
Give me some content.
Yeah. The other thing they're going to talk about is UAPs. They're going to release all the UAP information. So you're the guy to ask about this. What if any possibility is there that there is some sort of advanced propulsion system technology that's being worked on in secret?
Pause, chat. What's he going to say?
And that they're trying to cover this up with this talk of aliens and alien tech and not of this world. And is it possible that there's some sort of very secret program that's going on in cahoots with some defense contractors that are developing advanced propulsion systems that they...
Chat. Oh, we need to talk to Joe Rogan, chat. Why is Joe Rogan talking to these normies who don't know what the fuck is going on? Joe Rogan is like, he's asking the right questions, but he's just talking to people that don't have the answers.
They're using for these drones.
Full screen.
I mean, SpaceX, you know, my company SpaceX has the most advanced rocket technology in the world. I think I know.
No, you did not just say that. No, you did not just say that, bro. My company, SpaceX, has the most advanced rocket technology in the world. Wow. What is the criteria for most advanced here? How are we judging most advanced in this on this scale? Making a big explosion and making it go into the sky more efficiently than the last explosion. That's our criteria for being the most advanced, that you would know about secret technology. I make big booms. I'm Mungo. Me make big boom. I would know if other people make bigger boom. Actually, unbelievable that he says this. So I'm going to let it play out, and I'll address more about the context of this and why I think it's so absurd.
Right.
And to the best of my knowledge, there is not any magic. There's not like some super advanced propulsion technology.
There have been people who have theorized different gravity drives and different things. Is there anything that's ever gotten past the theoretical stage?
No.
Nothing.
Well, there's nothing even that I'm aware of that works in theory.
Bro, what? There's nothing that even works in theory? Okay, now he's just trolling. Now he's actually just trolling, right? He doesn't actually think that, right? Okay, it's one thing to say, like, nobody has produced something that they've made publicly available, and even that would be wrong. Literally, Charles Bueller has been proving that the EM drives with thousands of experiments that the EM drive works. Just electrostatic propulsion. He's been proving that it works for years. He was on Glenn Beck. So even the argument that like nobody has proven or done experiments publicly is wrong. But to claim that there's no theory is a level of stupidity that I struggle to comprehend. Truthfully, I struggle to comprehend it, chat. To think that there's no theoretical way would mean that what? You've never read Miguel Alcubierre's warp drive paper? You've never watched Star Trek before? You've never read the book A Wrinkle in Time? You've never heard of a wormhole before? To say that there's no theoretical way to do it, you have to be actually retarded. I've been avoiding the R word, but I don't have another word for it. Frankly, the takes that I'm hearing from Elon right here, it makes me wonder if he's too busy paying people to level up his power level as Diablo characters and banging Twitter thoughts to be actually working on a rocket company and figuring out cutting edge technology. Are his priorities actually straight right now? I actually have to ask this question. I never thought I had to ask the richest man in the world if his fucking priorities are straight. But your fucking Twitter thoughts on the internet that you met on the internet, having babies with them, and you're playing video games on the internet like you're 18 years old or some shit about trying to get on the ladder. I'm going to be number 3 on the ladder against some Korean kid who's like got 250 actions per minute. Like, bro, what are you doing? You're the richest man in the world. Get off of Diablo, bro. Stop playing Diablo. Stop playing Path to Exile. If you really want to go to Mars, go read Gravity as a 0-Point Fluctuation Force by Hal Puthoff from 1989. Read some science. I get the impression that Elon Musk has never read a scientific paper in his entire life. I actually get the impression he's literally never read a scientific paper, and instead he bases his scientific viewpoints on what his trusted friends tell him to think. Oh, well, my buddy is a PhD physicist at MIT, and he would know if there was any exotic way to produce energy. He's the most prestigious of the most prestigious schools. Of course he would know. This is actually the dumbest arguments I've ever heard a billionaire ever make in my life. I was more impressed by Peter Thiel going on Joe Rogan talking about how we all have to become space Nazis or communist slave people or whatever shit we had to be for free energy. At least that was engaging to me, and I thought, oh, this guy's really forward thinking. With Elon Musk, I literally think this guy's like backwards thinking. He's like, we have to go backwards in technology to go forwards. Let's keep working on rocket technology. I'm going to have a car company named Tesla, and I'm going to not talk about free energy. It's just actually unbelievable. My opinion on Elon Musk quite literally changed from the course of just this interview. I was actually on the fence about, does he know? Does he not know? Now I'm quite sure he has no idea. He has no idea at all. He thinks that it's all fake. He's got people misinforming him, and some people that are dumb that think they're smart. One thing I have to point out here, guys, I have to go on a side rant as well. And this is going to hurt some people's feelings out there, but you know what? If it hurts your feelings, then it's probably, your feelings were probably meant to be hurt by this. There are a lot of people out there that think that they are very smart. That it turns out they are not nearly as smart as they think they are, and they're just as easily fooled in the blind spots that they have that they don't realize they have. A lot of people have blind spots and they think they're awake and they're awoke or what have you. And that turns out they've been lying to themselves. They've got their own deceit going on. And that's what I think happens here with Elon Musk, is that he is so sure that his view of the world is accurate, that he doesn't think that there can be something else out there. He's one of those people where a lot of people look up at the sky and they say, wow, the universe is so big. There must be tons of other civilizations out there. I'm one of the people. There must be lots of alien life out there. Elon Musk is the kind of guy that looks up at the sky and goes, there's nothing else up there. We're super special. I'm super special. There's probably nothing there. I'm super special. Gee whiz. I'd really love for it to be real, but it's just not. How are you going to say something that stupid? How can anyone say something that stupid? You will never hear me say those words. You will never hear me say, oh, I really love for that to be real, but it's just not. Sorry. You know why you won't hear me say those words? Because practically anything is possible. Either something is so stupid that it's obviously just no chance that can be real. Even in those situations, I'm second guessing it nowadays. So for me, I'd say, you know what? That's crazy if that were real. That's how I'd respond. But I'll believe anything you show me evidence for. Not Elon Musk. Elon Musk is, it can't be real. I would know about it. Don't worry, it's going to get worse. Here we go.
It's not like I would like this to exist, to be clear. I would like this to exist. And I have...
What does this mean? I would like this to exist. What does that mean? Are you more credible because you want this to exist? You haven't said anything about any research. You haven't referenced a single engineer or scientist, and you haven't referenced one scientific paper ever. You literally just said that there's no theory that allows for gravity propulsion when there literally is. When there quite literally is. Miguel Alcubierre's warp drive metric. It's a theory, and it's not just a theory, it's a scientific paper that's been widely accepted as being theoretically possible.
Have from a security clearance standpoint, I have top secret. I have equivalent of like an all access pass from a security clearance standpoint. So,
okay. That right there was the moment. That was the moment I realized Elon Musk was completely full of shit. Holy shit. I can't believe he just said that. I can't believe the words that I just heard. I have an all access pass. No, you don't. Holy shit. Is he this delusional? Elon Musk, are you actually this delusional? You think you have an all access pass? Holy shit. That's not how classifications work at all, guys. Not at all. You're talking to somebody who's actually gone through the process. Went through the whole process to get a classification, get your approval, all the paperwork, all the background check, all the adjudication stuff. You get a classification because your job deals with sensitive information. That's why you get a classification. There's like 1 million classifications in the United States alone. Like number of people with classified clearances, right? And there's really only like 2 levels. It's secret and top secret. And then there is compartmentalized access on top of top secret. That's it. That's all there is. Then there's there's like a public one as well that doesn't really count. That's all there is, guys. And here's the kicker. The way they keep the stuff secret is not by, oh, if you have top secret, you have access to everything. That's not how it works at all. It's need to know. It's based on need to know information. If you don't have a need to know, then you don't get to know. So the reason why Elon Musk doesn't know about gravity manipulation is because he doesn't have a need to know about it. Okay? That's why Elon Musk doesn't have any idea about it. It's hidden in bigot lists. These are like national security classified lists. This is why you don't hear about it, because it's a national security issue. I don't know, how do people struggle with this concept? Allow me to simplify it. Chat, what is national security? National security is there's something out there that risks American lives, okay? And it turns out technology can be a national security issue. That's why we came up with the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. That was 80 years ago. Okay. And why we came up with the Atomic Secrecy Act, so that if anybody was trying to make nuclear weapons and nuclear power, we could stop them. So, these secrets, when the government figures out some technology that they are keeping secret for national security to protect us, the whole point of it, the only point, the only goal is to keep it secret. When you keep something secret, you don't tell people about it. You don't make it public. In fact, the only property of something being secret, functionally secret, is that you don't tell the public about it. That's the definition of the word secret. So a lot of people out there go, well, I would believe it, but you need to show it to me. They know that. That's why the only thing they're doing is not showing it to you. I don't know why this is such a huge thing for people to not comprehend, to grasp this complexity and yet simplicity of the illusion. All they have to do to lie to you is not show you, and they have no incentive to show you. And so therefore, they don't show you. And then you continue believing that whatever gravity manipulation, engine technology doesn't exist. And they just didn't show you. So the next question that's going to come up is, okay, why? Why are they not showing? Let's go back to the tape.
So I don't think they're hiding it from me, basically. I don't think they could.
Unless
I don't think they could. This is the part where I actually looked him in the eye and said, is he trolling me? No, he's actually just an idiot. He's actually just an idiot. I don't think they could hide gravity manipulation from Elon Musk. Do you think that you're in the secret skunk works rooms of Lockheed Martin or in their ultra super classified projects? Of course not, dude. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, Elon.
It's completely in these weapons manufacturing corporations.
I mean, I know these weapons manufacturing companies. Like,
yeah, bro, I know them too. What do you mean you know them? We all know them. They exist. You have no connection to Lockheed Martin. You have no connection to Northrop Grumman. You would have no reason in the world they would ever give you access to any proprietary corporate information ever. You're literally their competitor. Saying that you know them, therefore somehow you know they don't have gravity manipulation technology, this has literally got to be the dumbest 5 minutes of Elon Musk's entire life. The amount of just bad takes and just factually incorrect information and wrong conclusions being reached here in the course of this 5 minutes, it's no surprise that he doesn't think that aliens are real. I'm surprised the man can tie his own shoes in the morning. I deeply worry about his logical and critical thinking capabilities if this is where his mind is going here. His thought process makes no sense here whatsoever. I know Lockheed Martin, therefore I know if they have secret technology. What are you talking about, man? These companies are older than you are.
Lockheed and Northrop, I mean, yeah, they do some interesting things, but they do not have, there's no breakthrough that they have.
There's no breakthrough that, how can you even speak authoritatively about that? How can you even make a statement like that? You don't know. You don't know, bro. The only correct answer here, no matter what, you don't work for Lockheed Martin. It doesn't matter if you're a billionaire, a competitor. Your answer is, I don't know. To say they don't have a breakthrough is such a messed up statement to make here. Why? What is it? Did Elon Musk get raped by an alien? I actually can't understand why he's so blue-pilled on this one topic. Out of all other topics, Elon Musk is a logical guy that I like listening to his takes on. When it comes to UFOs, everything that comes out of his mouth is just shit. It's garbage. It's illogical nonsense. The guy's talking about wanting to become an interstellar species and go to Mars, and he doesn't even understand that warp drives are a real scientific paper. It's not some sci-fi shit. Quite literally, the math checks out. The math checks out, man. Don't you get it? That's why people are talking about warp drives. It's not that it's a fun, mystical thing. The reason why warp drives and wormholes are all the scientists are talking about them is because they're real, because the math is real. And when you take Einstein's general relativity, you can break it and create a warp drive with the real Einstein's general relativity math. So if you believe in Einstein, then you believe in warp drives and wormholes, because that's the math that leads to them. Do you get it? Do you know how many times the math has been wrong in situations like this? Never. It's never wrong in situations like this. When we have situations where we can describe reality almost perfectly with just math equations, and then we take those same equations and we go, wow, the math says we can do some weird shit here. Pretty much every time that's happened, it turned out when we evolved our technology far enough, it became a reality. Hey, we might be able to transmit voice via wires. Can you believe it? No, that's impossible. That's impossible. Transmit voice via wires? That's voodoo talk, chat. We might have to burn you as a witch if you keep talking like that. Transmit voice via wires. Jeez. Okay. Back to my boy, blue-pilled Elon.
So
I'm confident they do not have a breakthrough.
When you hear people
like, why don't they just compete with SpaceX and make a better rocket? In which case, they can make. Why are they holding back on making a lot of money from beating SpaceX with better rockets?
My thought was that what if it's just a drone and you can't...
Okay. Slow down, Joe Rogan. How do you let him off the hook? This was the one I wanted to respond to the most. Why aren't they just putting SpaceX out of business? Elon Musk says, holy shit, Elon. It's not about money. Oh my God. Only the richest man in the world would ever have such a stupid take. My God, what a stupid response. I'm sorry. I can't be nice. It's just, I'm so triggered. This response to Joe Rogan has to be the dumbest, most blue-pilled response I've ever heard from a billionaire in my entire life. Only the richest man in the world would ever respond to a question about, well, maybe these guys have secret technology by saying, well, I'm the richest man in the world and I would know. And if they had it, then I would go bankrupt. As if money is the only thing that matters in the world, right? Money is the primary motivation for everything in the world, right? Holy crap. You guys, what did I just give a definition of 5 minutes ago? National security. There's something more important than money. Actually, national security is one thing. But you know what's more important than either of those things? Power. Power is what's more important than money. Lockheed Martin doesn't care about power. Lockheed Martin cares about appeasing their their shareholders. As long as those shareholders are making 20% year over year, they don't give a shit what Lockheed Martin does. That's what Lockheed Martin cares about, is getting 20% year over year return for their stakeholders, and then that's it. Do they care about making SpaceX go out of business? No. No, Lockheed Martin doesn't care about that. In fact, let's go take a look at the board of directors for SpaceX versus Lockheed Martin. How many generals are on the board of directors for SpaceX? Because I know there's generals on the board of directors for Lockheed Martin. Actually, maybe there are going to be generals. Hold on, let me double check. I'm going to go ahead and just confidently say that there's not any generals. I'm looking right now through the list. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the company that's got military generals in their board of directors, like General Joseph Dunford, whose accomplishments include being the highest ranked member of the United States military for 4 years in a row under multiple presidents and starting Space Force. Sorry, guys. No disrespect to Elon Musk. I love X. I love that you haven't banned me off X. But I'm going to go ahead and go with the company that has the general on their board of directors that started Space Force on this one. I'm going to go with the company whose former director of Lockheed Martin Skunk Works said that anything you can imagine, we've already figured out how to do it, and it's locked up in black projects, and it would take an act of God to get them out. I'm going to go with that guy. That guy's making sense. The guy going, well, I would know because, well, I just know everything that Lockheed Martin's doing. I know everything that Northrop Grumman's doing. And if I was wrong, then I would be poor and that there would be no SpaceX and they would all have, like, taken over. Bro. Chat, if you just joined, you are mid-rant right now. And I am just cooking Elon Musk for possibly the most blue-pilled propulsion discussion that I've ever heard since I've been an influencer. If the most red-pilled discussion was that November NASA podcast with Hal Puthoff and those other people on it, that if that one's 10 out of 10 red pill, then 1 out of 10 full blue pill is Elon Musk talking to Joe Rogan today. Completely naive, egotistical, narcissistic, full of logical fallacies, and we're not even done yet. We've got to keep it rolling.
Can't have a biological entity inside of it because it just bursts from the fucking speed that it's moving at. That a human couldn't tolerate the amount of force. So they're just drones.
Okay. Elon Musk doesn't even answer this question because Elon Musk doesn't even understand how gravity manipulation works. So Elon Musk doesn't even understand the implications. I have a very, very strong feeling that Joe Rogan is watching some of my content just because he's asking the questions that I would be asking. So either we're kindred spirits or he's watching my content. I don't know. So because of that, I want to go ahead and do a solid for Joe Rogan. I'm just going to answer this question for you as if I was there because Elon Musk fumbled it like an idiot. So it's not the force on why they're drones. You are correct. A lot of these objects we're seeing are drones. They're not flying saucers with little aliens or people inside of them. They're drones. The reason why they're drones is not because the force is going to spaghettify us. We're not going to get spaghettified if we go through a wormhole. Wormholes are humanly traversable. That's not the issue. And also, when you are bending space-time, Miguel Alcubierre's warp drive metric, you are bending space-time around you and you're creating this bubble, this warp bubble around you. That means locally in the bubble, you're not feeling the force. There is no force. You're not feeling the acceleration. You're in a bubble. You could be going faster than the speed of light and you feel nothing. Nothing. That's the beauty of the physics. So the problem was never the force. The inertia was never the problem. The problem is time. Time was the problem. Time was always the problem. Time dilation. When you mess around with gravity, you're messing around with time. When you change the amount of gravity, you're changing the dial of time. You're not making it go forward and backward. You're increasing or decreasing the speed. You're slowing down like this, or you're talking fast like this. You're going really fast, and you're going to talk about all the times we have to gravity manipulate you. Okay, so that's time dilation. So imagine you get in a spacecraft and you fly away in your flying saucer, and you come back, and it's only been 15 minutes. You went on a quick trip to the gas station. 15-minute trip to Alpha Centauri. And you come back. And now it's 8 years later. What? 8 years later? I just went to the nearest star. It was only 15 minutes. How can it be 8 years later? Your wife left you. Your kids are all grown up, graduated from college. They all hate you now because you went to the gas station. You never came back. Right? They thought you were going for cigarettes. Nope. You went to Alpha Centauri. They're never going to believe you. That's what that's the reason. That's the physics of why you don't want to have somebody inside the craft. It's kind of messed up. Imagine, how's your mind going to react to that? Imagine coming back and now your children are just older than you. Like in the movie Interstellar. Time dilation is real. The time dilation is the reason why the UFOs are the UFOs are orbs. Yes, but no. The reason why there's no creatures, humans, aliens, whatever, that's the reason why there's nothing inside of them. Because they're manipulating gravity. And you don't want to manipulate gravity with something inside of it. Or if you do, you need to understand the implications. This is a one-way trip. Once you start messing around with time, there's no going back. And there might be. There might be going back, but not in the sense that you would think. Look at it like this. There's a very real possibility that the entropy of the universe all around us always moves forward, meaning that even if you go back in time, you're not going to go see your loved ones. They're still gone. They're still gone. It's just you going back in time. You're getting younger, not the universe. The universe is going to keep getting older. When you go back in time, it's just you getting younger. Is that a world you want to live in? Is that the kind of time travel you want to abuse? Imagine you start abusing that form of time travel. Now you're the only living creature in the universe. Why am I bringing this up? I want you guys to understand the implications of what we're dealing with here. Why is it that Lockheed Martin and Northrop Grumman, Boeing, or whoever else has this technology, why are they holding back, as Elon Musk would say? Why are they holding back? Why are they not beating SpaceX? Why are they not breaking out the orbs and then winning all the contracts with the orb technology? Serious question. This is a real question, guys. Why is Lockheed Martin not breaking out the orb technology and just winning all the SpaceX contracts? Because the answer is the technology is free energy. It's not even just time travel. It's free energy. It's free energy. Let me keep repeating it. The technology is free energy. From our perspective as human beings, we are low entropy beings. The technology to us represents unlimited free energy beyond our comprehension. Because we are very low evolved creatures is what we are. So this is technology of quite literally giving God power to monkeys. That's what we're talking about right now. That's how less evolved we are compared to this level of technology understanding of the universe. So the defense contractors understand. They understand that this is not the kind of technology that you break out. Doesn't it just seem absurd to me to say, why don't not just break out the orbs to win the SpaceX contracts? Because the technology is military applications. The technology itself is classified for the military use only. It's not allowed to be used in public settings. And if you wanted to use it, it'd be overkill. It's too good. Why am I going to bother sending satellites into outer space? I can just have a detector that can scan the whole world. It probably doesn't even need to be in outer space anymore. Right? I'm just giving an example. Does Lockheed Martin care that they have technology that obsoletes Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket? No, they don't care. They're getting, how much money are they getting for every F-35? $1 billion or something like that? They get $1 billion for every F-35. That F-35 is never going to do anything except for crash. We already had one crash. That thing's never going to do anything. They don't care. They're getting paid to do nothing already as it is. They have no incentive whatsoever to break out the orbs. This idea that, like, Elon Musk is a competitive guy, right? Driven by money. So in his world, he's like, if I have an advantage, I'm going to abuse it. Lockheed Martin, the smart people, the people that are smart that have been hiding this technology, they've not been able to hide it by showing it off and taking out every competitor they see. No, they've been able to hide this technology by flying under the radar. They've been flying under the radar with it, not showing it off, not taking out their competitors with it, just slowly using it to their advantage. That's what the smart person does. When you have the cheat codes in the video game, if you go out there and you abuse them to their max, you're going to get caught. If you just use that edge and never reveal that you have it, and just take a little bit of edge with that advantage that you have, you can abuse it forever. That's what they're doing. They're taking the technology and slowly integrating it into what we would call normal technology at a rate in which it's not obvious where it's coming from. That's the smart move. That's the smart move, chat. Okay. I think there was maybe a little bit more. Let's see.
I don't think so.
So what do you think people like Ryan Graves and Commander David Fravor...
I want cool things to exist.
Right.
Like, say, like, do I want UFO?
50 feet in like a second.
I mean,
it's a solid line because it's
16,000 miles an hour. So
yeah, cool stuff.
They're only.
He basically says that people are misidentifying satellites. I couldn't even listen to it anymore. There's one more part I think I wanted to go into here. I'm still reeling about that NSA chat room. How is that NSA chat room thing real, guys? What the hell? That was wild. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to call Elon Musk out here on a completely separate thing. I just want to listen. I'm going to see what he says right here.
Also, do they have a mysteriously wealthy spouse?
Right. Right. And do they have a spouse that's really good at insider trading?
Yeah.
Like Paul Pelosi.
Really good.
Yeah, he's great at trading. He's such a good trader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's, it's, I mean, there's, I mean, that's why I actually posted on X, like, I think maybe we should pay politicians more, frankly, because it reduces the forcing function for graft, you know.
Did Elon Musk just make up a brand new word right there? Is forcing function, is that a word? So he was presenting a strong argument here. He's talking about corruption. He's saying we should either pay politicians more so they don't have an incentive to be corrupt. They don't feel like they're underpaid. Or we should pay them nothing. So they have, yeah. So he starts using this word, forcing function. I'd never heard it before. And I was thinking on the car ride home after I ate today, and I was going, did he just literally make up a word? I think he just made something up. Is it actually a term? No, graft is a word. Graft, yes. Forcing function is the one that I'm going to look dumb or he's going to look dumb here, but somebody's going to look dumb. maybe I'm misunderstanding. I assume that I'm going to type it in the chat. I'm assuming he means this forcing function. If anyone has ever heard of this before this, please let me know. Because otherwise, I'm just calling him out. He's just straight up making up words.
I think maybe we should either pay politicians nothing or maybe a lot more. It's like somewhat maybe counterintuitively, if politicians got paid a lot more, then they wouldn't feel like
programming
that there's so much of a forcing function for them to
use it again.
Accept corrupt money.
Okay, well, maybe I'm just tripping, chat. Maybe it's a normal thing. You guys know, you've heard this before? Okay. You know what, Elon? If chat says you're right, I'm going to trust my chat. We'll see. Feels like a made-up word. Okay. Let me see what other hot takes I have for you guys tonight. I feel like we've got one more rant in us for the night. Okay. Yeah, there was one more clip that we skipped past that I'm going to address. Okay. So Elon Musk says in that same interview, basically says that, he says, why are these videos so grainy? He was talking about the Tic Tac video, the gimbal video, where the objects like spinning. Why are the videos so grainy? He's kind of joking about it, blah, blah, blah. I hate when people make why is the stuff so grainy? And then you're like, hey, you want a non-grainy video? Well, we've got non-grainy videos. Hey, I've got non-grainy videos for days. Like people will make the thing up like all the videos you see out there are so grainy. There's no way it can be real. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to show you this then. Here you go. Those are real clouds, no question. You can even see the real noise pattern in the background from the atmospheric interference that's going on here. You can see that's a real Boeing 777. The engineering of that movement of that plane is real as well and scaled down to the size of the plane. I show people, you've literally got satellite designation and coordinates in the bottom left of the video. We've got a mouse cursor indicating that this is a software application that somebody is logged into, doing a screen recording. So you show somebody something like this. They all say, why is the video so low quality? And you're like, you want high quality video? Here you go. This is the highest quality video in the existence of the world in 2014. This is the most high quality video that existed in the entire world in 2014 that you're staring at right now. The reason why this video is the most high quality is that this is technically computer generated, fusing multiple data sources. This is extremely advanced. This isn't some camera on an airplane or even on a satellite. They've got sensors on multiple systems. We're into full-on the Dark Knight territory right now, chat. If you don't realize what's going on from a surveillance perspective in this world, in this country, you are in the dark. So we've got two videos. Now, and again, this is what people ask for the Holy Grail when they say, your grainy videos, like Elon Musk is saying. Show me two videos that are military quality, that are in synchronization, that are from two completely different angles. We've got it. Again, you can see real clouds in the background. You can even see parallax. When the camera zooms in, there's parallax. Parallax means you can see parts of the cloud that you couldn't see before by the camera moving or the perspective changing. We can see this is nighttime. We can see the noise pattern because it's nighttime in the background of the camera shot. So it blows my mind when people are like, where'd my thing go? People are like, hey, show me the good footage. And I'm like, well, I've got the best footage that's ever existed right there using the highest quality video cameras. And just as a bonus, that's a real missing airplane that's still missing right now. 11 years after the United States Navy recorded this footage. Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, Sivers is quite literally CGI by design, it turns out. Turns out it technically is CGI, but it's not CGI in the way that something is fake. It's CGI in the way where our technology is way beyond what the public currently accepts to be real. So, as I said in summation, guys, it's been a long week. The Elon Musk is probably blue-pilled on this topic. And if that seems impossible to you, realize it's not. Realize that you most likely have people in your ear telling you what to think. People that you trust, people that are PhDs, people that are aerospace engineers. And the reality is a lot of aerospace engineers have no idea. They have no idea. The other reality is some of those aerospace engineers do know, and they're lying to you. And they're lying. And you may even have intelligence agency contacts that are like, oh, you're doing great work for us. We love you. We couldn't get along without you. And then they're behind your back the next day. They're saying what a chump you are, what an idiot you are. They think that we need your rocket technology. You're just a showman. SpaceX is just there for the SEALs to clap. You're basically the Coliseum. You're the show. You're the show for the masses. You're the circus, Elon. You're the ringleader of the circus. You don't see that? You're being clowned on, brother. Wake up, man. Maxwell's equations. Gravity is a 0-point fluctuation source or force. 0-point energy. The answers are out there. They're out there. All you have to do is read them. Expose yourself to them. You will see the answer. And then maybe you can be the person that you told us you were. The person who's going to take us to Mars and beyond. Make us an interstellar species and a multiplanetary one. But it's never going to happen on a conventional combustion rocket. That's never, ever how it's going to happen. Let's do a couple donos before we shut down tonight, guys. Thank you one more time to Bert for that huge dono. Love it. Bobby's Gems. Higgs' explanation makes sense. It's very flavor chiral. Could be correct. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't think it can't explain everything, unfortunately. So, would it be possible that he knows but can't say? That's a good question. Could it be possible? Yes, it could be. And that's what I've been contemplating for the last 6 months to a year. I think I'm now leaning towards he just doesn't know. He just doesn't know. Some of my sources told me that he had been read in and that he was kind of like watching some of the stuff that I was doing, but that could have also been bullshit. Who knows? My sources aren't always perfect. Sometimes they're full of shit too. So I just think he doesn't know. I think he's blue-pilled on it. We'll see though. JP Cough is he ignorant to it, never having been scaled up before? That could be. I think that he would say, I think if you were to have a conversation with Elon, he's going to say the exact same thing the mainstream academics say, which is you can't extract the energy. And even if you could, there's no way to perpetually extract the energy. Like you're just going to repeat it like an NPC, which is my whole point, is that there's a lot of people out there that don't think they're NPCs because they're like, oh, I'm so awake on how the government is corrupt. And you're like, are you? Like, are you really awake on how corrupt it is? And how they've been stealing money and making advanced technology and not telling us about it? Probably not. And thank you for that $20 donation. That is huge. I appreciate it. You guys have been huge tonight, by the way, guys. Rabbit Hole. Guys, follow Rabbit Hole. It's been a while since I was on the podcast, guys. Normies think everything is about money. This is a great comment. Power, control, etc. are more valuable. When people argue the money route, I call that the Tim Poolian mindset. Because that's Tim Pool's answer to everything. It is. You can tell that Tim Pool is a very money-oriented guy and a hardworking guy as well. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But money, you can't take money to your grave. Money can't go with you to the next life, guys. Money is just something that only has value because we agree as society that it does. Money is not power by itself, although it can buy power. And then Truth Teller 86. Thank you, Truth Teller. You've been a longtime supporter. Thank you very much. Hot takes and maple syrup. Guys, it's been a great week. We did some science this week. We didn't really have any major follow-ups from Edward Lin, but who knows? More to come. Guys, next week, more science, more investigation. My Hard Truths podcast is currently on hiatus, so it'll come back soon, guys. I'm going to line up some more interviews, some spicy interviews with you guys. I did have to reschedule a couple, what have you, but no big deal. We've got a lot of content coming out in the meantime and more MH370 stuff coming in the next week. And also, I've got some TV stuff that I'm working on, actually, which should be fun. I hope it comes to fruition, but I'm not really going to talk about it too much until, there's something like, hey, here's when it's coming on the air. But just to let you guys know, there is stuff going on behind the scenes. And I appreciate every one of you in MH370X who has been supporting this entire way and helping get information out there. We have absolutely been making a difference. And people tell me behind the scenes that, we have done more for disclosure than anybody else to date. And again, it's not just me. It's all of you guys as well. It really is. And that's my favorite part about this whole journey, is that this isn't just something where I'm the main guy. This is a thing where it's been this community effort and community awakening and understanding towards 0 point energy. And a lot of you have been there the whole step of the way. So thank you guys. Have a great night, guys. Appreciate you, MH370X. I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Have a good one. Peace out, everybody. Okay. Not going to play.
Infrared eyes, scanning the black, tracking the heat, never turning back. Control 22, a covert gaze. Control 33, in the cosmic maze. Controls in the mix, secrets untold. Silent watchers, brave and bold. In the shadows, they silently glide, protecting our interests, far and wide. As fears, sentinel of the night, watching over with infrared sight, alerting us to threats afar, guiding our defenses like a guiding star. In the silence of space, they keep their post, shields unseen yet feared the most. With precision and speed, they warn of danger, keeping us safe from the missile's anger. As Beers, sentinel of the night, watching over with infrared sight, alerting us to threats afar, guiding our defenses like a guiding star. Controls in the mix, secrets untold, silent watchers, brave and bold. In the shadows, they silently glide, protecting our interests, far and wide. As Beers, sentinel of the night, watching over with infrared sight, alerting us to threats afar, guiding our defenses like a guiding star. As Beers, sentinel of the night, watching over with infrared sight, alerting